think that you need to be vaccinated in order to attend school. So like before you start preschool, that's actually not the case. And I think it's safer to actually vaccinate children when, like later on in life when their immune systems are more built up. Your immune system fights off, it's like your body's defense against infection and viruses and everything. And vaccinations are a weakened form of certain viruses which can cause harm, potentially, I guess. But at birth, the immune system is actually weaker and more sensitive, so it might not have as well of a chance of fighting off a certain virus as it would if he was more mature, I guess. And there are studies that have shown that there's a correlation between autism and vaccinations. It's not really, it hasn't really determined what in the vaccination causes autism. And it's not like the main cause of autism, but it correlates with it, I guess. And there's actually been a few cases which, like, there's been enough cases to question the correlation with it. And children have received their vaccinations and actually had, like, severe fevers and ended up going into certain seizure episodes. And after these episodes are over, they've, I guess, shown more signs of distinct autism characteristics, such as a decrease in communication and social interactions. And there's also a high correlation with vaccinations and SIDS, which is sudden infant death. Most babies receive their vaccinations between 2 to 4 months, which is the highest. It's when the rate for is a peak for SIDS, I guess. So SIDS happens more during 2 to 4 months.
What does it stand for?
Sudden infant death.
Just checking.
And 2/3 of babies who have died from SIDS have been vaccinated only a couple days before or a couple days after the vaccination. Sorry. Japan, this is a study that Japan did, and they have the lowest infant mortality rate. And they don't administer the vaccinations until the children are like 2 years old, which has given their immune system enough time to build up and mature. And it also shows that there's a high correlation with autism for them anyways. And whenever they increase the amount of vaccinations at a younger age, there's more of a chance of autism and SIDS. Then when they decrease it, it decreases with. The required vaccines for 2015 is diphtheria, which is an inflammation of the throat, which can hinder breathing and cause problems swallowing. But it's only spread from person to person. And so receiving a vaccination for this as a young, is like an infant or a newborn, is somewhat pointless because I feel like, I mean, it's not pointless because they still, I guess, give the defense against the virus, but if they're in a safe environment and the parents pay attention to the symptoms and everything, I don't know why there's not a reason that they couldn't go in and get the, oh my gosh, I'm having a drawing a blank, like the
Vaccine later?
no, not the vaccine, but like the cure, I guess, but not antibiotic thing. And then, oh, sorry.
What is pertussis? I've never heard of.
Oh, that's whooping cough.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I'm getting kind of back in. Anyways, tetanus is again, it's only contracted when you come into contact with the organism. So if a child has a deep cut already and comes in contact with something rusty, they have a chance of contracting tetanus. The incubation for tetanus is 8 days, so you have enough time to go in and get your tetanus shot and fight off the disease. And then pertussis, also known as the whooping cough, is violent coughing and uncontrollable violent coughing, and it affects the breathing. And you know, if a parent notices that the child's coughing uncontrollably, most of the time they would take them in and get them checked out and then get their prescription and everything. So again, a lot of it has to do with the environment that you're in and if you're going to take care of your child. And then the influenza type B is an airborne contamination, and it's flu-like symptoms, but it's hardly fatal. 3%, 6% in cases of children are fatal. So I mean, it's not really. I mean, you're just gonna be sick for a little bit. It's not like they really need to fight off or need help fighting off, I guess. And then polio is potentially fatal, and it's again person-to-person contact, and it's just flu-like symptoms, and it usually goes away on its own. And if it doesn't, then you can just go in and get the cure and everything. The measles, rubella, and mumps vaccination is actually correlated with this. These three are actually the highest correlation with autism and SIDS disease. And the measles is, again, person to person, and it's just a respiratory disease, but it's curable, again. And then rubella is contagious, but it's a viral disease, and it's also spread person to person. And then mumps is spread person to person as well. But, I mean, again, it comes down to the environment, and I think you can kind of deal with. And then hepatitis B is a sexually transmitted virus, and it's also like contracted from sharing needles. So if you share needles doing drugs or getting tattoos or anything, and it's unsanitary, you have a chance of contracting hepatitis B. So I feel like it's pointless to give children this vaccination, especially because it's highly unlikely that they're going to come in contact with this. Mothers can pass it down during birth though, but it's recommended that you get tested for hepatitis B when you find out that you're pregnant. And if you do this, and if you test positive, they can just give you injections in order to help the baby fight it off as well. And then chickenpox doesn't really, it's not deadly or a threat, it's just annoying, I guess. So really there's no point in, there is a point, but I don't know. I think it's somewhat pointless to get newborn because if they're in a safe environment, they're most likely not going to come in contact with it as they would if they were in an unsafe environment. And that's why I think you should wait, because your immune system is stronger. So 2 to 5 years old would be a better time to get vaccinations rather than when a child was born at birth or a month later.
Are we done?